We're here in New York City for another edition of Turn the Page. Right now, we're going to bring you the latest news updates from our music. First of all, I want to thank everybody who came out on Friday to Santos Party House, especially Project Independent, the 10th hour from Maryland, for kicking ass, letting us use your backline, man. You guys are a badass. I want to thank my brother Jeff for all your fucking kindness and always supporting our music. And of course, all my friends, all the bands that performed. As you can tell, I'm recovering right now, so the party was banging. Thank you very much. And it's all about celebrating life, right? But let's get into some heavy music news. Last week, legendary rock guitarist Slash had to postpone his LA gig because of Miles Kennedy's illness. And we're wondering if the very next day they were going to be able to perform on Conan O'Brien. They did perform the song Standing in the Sun. As you know, it's very different to perform one song on television than to do an entire night of, singing, especially as a singer. Any drummer, any guitarist could probably get away with it, but if it's your voice that is messed up, you really can't perform, but they did a great job. And hey, you gotta hand it to the boys for standing up for our music scene, and instead of canceling, they went and they did it. So well done, brothers. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame have finally nominated Deep Purple, Rush, and Heart into next year's inductees. Obviously, they're not confirmed yet, but you guys can vote for those three bands to get in there next year. They have to get in there, otherwise we might as well just give up on the Hall of Fame. But again, Deep Purple, Rush, and Heart, make sure you vote. The ceremony is going to take place at the Nokia Theater in Los Angeles. This past Tuesday, Led Zeppelin premiered their new movie entitled Celebration Day. It was filmed on December 10, 2007 at the London O2 Arena. It's a massive concert. And of course, there was a press conference with Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, and Jason Bonham, the son of the late John Bonham. And they said there will be no reunion. Actually, they started clashing with the press. It's pretty cool. You can watch that right now all over the web. But it's awesome how they were like, no reunion. But you never know what can happen. But again, Celebration Day will be available very soon in movie theaters all over the world. Make sure you watch it. The Master of Horror, Rob Zombie, has released a trailer for his movie, The Lord of Salem, which is coming out very soon. And of course, he's on tour right now with Marilyn Manson. Make sure you catch that. This past weekend, Static X were forced to stop touring with Emir and El Nino after Wayne Static was pretty ill to the point that he says, you know what, I gotta get some medical procedures done. I don't want to push it anymore. So he won't be touring for a while. He said that he'll be back next year in full force. We hope everything goes well for the Static X camp, and of course for our brother Wayne, who has been carrying the torch for all of us for many, many years. Hey, last week we announced that Cavalera Conspiracy are coming to South America, and we're not sure who was going to be on bass. We thought it was going to be Johnny Cho, but no, it's going to be Mr. Tony Campos from Asesino, and formerly from Static X, of course, and Ministry, and every single other band, and of course, most importantly, Soulfly. So his bandmates are like, hey, you want to come to South America with us? And he's like, pues claro, cabrones. So he's going to be in South America, so make sure you catch that. It's going to happen in early November. COHEED and Cambria released their brand new album this past Tuesday entitled The Aftermath Ascension. And next year, they're going to be releasing another new album called The Aftermath Descension. And of course, after all the hard times that those guys went through, it's very cool that they're out with new music. Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails has a new song called Keep It Together. It features his wife as well. It's streaming right now all over the internet. It's part of the new EP that they're releasing called An Omen EP. It's going to be available this November. And next year, they're going to have a full-length album out via Columbia Records, so Trent is back. Mr. Devin Townsend, Heavy Debbie, is going to be having a very special pay-per-view of his Rhino Circus concert that's going to take place in London, UK on October 27th. Speaking of Heavy Debbie, right now we have an interview with him. Took place here at Irving Plaza. I want to thank Zuli for kicking fucking ass, man. A Scottian from Anthrax has a new web series called The Blood of Guts. It is part of the Nerdist YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. It basically mixes everything Scotty and horror, which has always been all into, and of course metal, so make sure you check it out. Lamb of God wants everybody in the U.S. Armed Forces, past, present, and future ones even, to send them videos and pictures. It can be somebody that you have in the military, you yourself from the military right now, and they're going to be premiering those on their upcoming tour, so it's pretty cool. You can see yourself, or you can send a message to a loved one via, the Lamb of God crew. Between the Bird and Me have a new album entitled Parallax Future Sequence out right now via Metal Bay Records. Earlier this week, they had a bus fire, and thankfully, nobody got hurt. None of the equipment got hurt, and, that's badass. They just got another bus, kept on going. That shit happens sometimes, but sometimes that can be very devastating. Fear Factory can tell you that firsthand. Last year, they had a fire that pretty much destroyed a lot of their gear, but hey, what's most important is that the boys are fine. Right now, we're gonna turn the page and bring you the latest tour updates from our music scene. Tour updates here on Turn the Page. First of all, last week we informed you that Under Oath are calling a day next year, and they have already announced the farewell tour dates for next year, so make sure you check them out. We're gonna put the link on the screen where you can find all the information. Next week, here in New York City, we have the College Music Journal Music Marathon. A ton of music events will be happening all around the New York City area. CMJ has been doing this for so long, so we want to thank them for keeping it together for so many years. And actually, I'll tell you what, without CMJ, I wouldn't be doing this personally. They were the first ones to throw me a bone back in the day in college radio by giving me releases and doing charts and all that good stuff. So thank you very much. And speaking of, charts and all that good stuff when it comes to radio, we're going to be joining forces with Skateboard Marketing and Reverb Nation for a very cool showcase that's going to take place at Webster Hall on October 18th. We have, Killcoat, Freya, and Slam On Down. As you know, Freya features Carl Buchner from Earth Crisis, so make sure you're there again. October 18th at Webster Hall. We're joining forces with Skateboard Marketing and Reverb Nation. Tickets are available right now. I'm going to put the ticket link right there for you guys. Gore and Devil Driver are going to be performing at the Williamsburg Hall of Music on October 16th. Make sure you check it out. We'll be there, and I want to see you there, man. I want to party with you. Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson are also going to be performing during CMJ Week at the Hammerstein Ballroom. October 17th is the date. And of course, Zombie and Manson, plus Sid Number 0 from Slipknot on the DJ turntables before they start rocking with live music. It's not to be missed, so make sure you check it out. I told you CMJ Week was going to be very busy. Septicflesh, Christian, Malicious, XDO, and Inquisition are going to be performing at the Gramercy Theater on October 16th. Make sure you check it out. Vision All Disorder are having the hometown CD release show for The Curse Remain Cursed, one of the best albums of this year without a question. They're going to be performing with This Is Hell and Incendiary, a Club Revolution in Long Island on October 19th. Next Friday, October 19th, part of the Rocks Off Cruises, CMJ Boat Show, brought to you by Metal Insider with New York's own Prong. Make sure you are there, floating the waters of the it's not the Mississippi River, it's the Hudson River. Hey, you're wondering, whatever happened with Hatebreed Stillborn Festival? It's back this year. Hatebreed have announced they're going to be performing the entire album called Perseverance, plus a bunch of new songs for their yet-to-be titled album. We all know that 70,000 Tons of Metal is the biggest, most important heavy metal cruise ever in history of metal. I think it's the third or fourth year they're doing it, and they have announced that Metal Church is reuniting, and yeah, they're going to be floating on the water for 3 days all over the Bahamas with you guys. So make sure you pick up those tickets. Again, Metal Church is going to be on board the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise. Be there. Hey, the mighty Chimaera, they have been going through so many lineup changes. Basically, the only dude left is Mark Hunter, but he's like, this is my band. It's never going to go anywhere. It's never going to die. And they have announced their only show of this year is going to be their Christmas show in Cleveland, Ohio on December 29th. Be there, because we got to support Chimaera for all those years of hard work and for still persevering no matter what. They have announced the final lineup of the Maryland Deathfest, and guess what? They're going to have Down, The Melvins, and Converge, along with all the other bands. We're going to put the link right now so you can check out every single band, but make sure you pick up your tickets as soon as possible. I believe they're coming out on October 15th, if I'm not mistaken. This past weekend, when I woke up with my brutal birthday hangover, I got the memo from my brother Charlie from Rock Sur and my friends from Voltaje magazine that Puya from Puerto Rico are returning to the United States for the first time in 10 years. They are performing here in New York City on December 1st, part of the Slam Fest. Make sure you pick up your tickets. Here's the link. Don't delay. Puya is coming back to New York City. Last but not least, the super talented Matt Heffy from Trivium has announced another solo acoustic show. This one is going to be taking place in Sweden at In Flames' restaurant called 2112. It is going to happen on November 1st, as of course Trivium is right now in Europe with Asali dying in Caliban. Yes, I remember. Right now we're going to check out of here and we're going to go watch Kiss perform on national television. We're very proud to see our brothers on television. Remember, anytime our music is represented, whether it's on television, on the radio, and of course, most importantly, on stage, we gotta support. For Hornstop Rocks, I am Joe Schuft, and we're gonna sign off. We're gonna go party right now. We have a very cool event. We're joining forces with Skateboard Marketing and Reverb Nation. Fuck, man, that fucking ambulance, you fucking police. God damn it. Are we still rolling? Yeah. And you got that? I love the police, for the record. I just don't like when they interrupt. Anyways, yes.